Welcome back, YouTubers, to our ROH Final Battle 2011 iPPV review. We are the British Fist indeed.
Touching.
NJ is back with a new shirt and a brand new haircut, I think. Do your what's up, NJ.
What's up?
That's what people love you for. I am, of course, Mr. Parkin. Make sure you guys subscribe above, like this video, and comment your thoughts on this iPPV, if indeed you watched it, down in that comment section below.
Make sure you contact us in the link in the video box below.
Now, before we start this review, a couple of things we just want to get off our chest. It was from the Hammerstein Ballroom, home of ECW. Was it me or did the crowd just not seem into this pay-per-view that much?
No, they didn't.
Except in parts.
That's true.
And you're seeing a great example here. The crowd just... I don't know if it was a problem with the miking of the crowd or anything, but the crowd just, only except in parts, really weren't too into this pay-per-view.
And if this was TNA or WWE, they would just beat up the can heat.
Yeah, but unfortunately you can't do that on a live iPay-per-view. And there also, something also annoys me and also NJ about this show was the video and sound issues between the matches. It really hurts your viewing of a show, and it makes it look very amateur, doesn't it? And that is an issue with ROH we have sometimes. It
was really delayed in a lot of areas, and I think it really let it down. It could just, let's show a replay, and it just shows the ROH symbol. It just really let it down. Before
we go into this video, I just want to say something else. If you are a Ring of Honor mark, please try and appreciate our opinion, because you know it's not all about in-ring. It's not all about in-ring products. You may see us bash some things about ROH. Just take it, just take it as our opinion, and please deal with it. If you have any comments, comment them down below. We're not just going to be commenting on the in-ring action. We're going to comment on other things, because there are other things about pro wrestling which you guys need to appreciate. We'll just head on to the review then, I guess, shall we?
All I'm going to say is that we're going to respect what your opinions are, but we want you to respect ours.
Yeah, that's all we ask for. The opener, we had Michael Elgin versus TJ Perkins. I'm not surprised this was the opener, as this was kind of a thrown-together match at the last minute. We didn't see this match, but from what I've heard from reports, the match wasn't overly competitive. Power versus agility, the story played. Elgin rightfully wins in about 7.5 minutes. I can't ask for anything more. Make Michael Elgin look good.
Pretty much, that's the way I would have said it, yes.
Yeah, and he wins with 2 powerbombs on Perkins, so I've got to be pleased with that as a Michael Elgin fan. There we go, showcasing his power well, I think. Very good for Elgin. Second match on the card was Tommaso Ciampa with the Embassy versus Jimmy Rave. Now, during this, we had the whole Prince Nana and Evans coming in, dissing Jimmy Rave, and we had the "shut the fuck up" chants, you know, from the ECW crowd, which is some good shit. I
like the fact that instead of diving straight to the match, they are actually having these little bits before the match,
and it helps the match, doesn't it? It gives the match some kind of story. We do find out during the match that Jimmy Rave was a part of the Embassy before, so there was a little bit of story here. The sort of new member of the Embassy against the old member of the Embassy. We have Jimmy Rave outsmarting Ciampa, while also Ciampa is showing his power. This was what I thought a solid match. It got 8.5 minutes, so it didn't last too long. Right amount of time, in my opinion. A solid second match.
That's what we're going to say. The same thing, just echoing your voice.
Yeah, and basically during the match we get Prince Nana presenting Jimmy Rave with the original robe, and then that leads to Ciampa getting the victory. There was a tad bit of overbooking in this, which I wasn't very clear about. I just don't see why they can make him, especially if he's going to be undefeated, why can't they just make him win clean? I was a little bit disappointed with that, but overall satisfied with this second match.
Following on from the first match, again, we thought this could have been the first match.
Possibly.
For the second match, it did okay for
it at least had some story in it, whereas the first match just had none at all. It was just thrown together. The third match of the night, which surprises me for ROH, because usually they put their title matches in the upper card. We have Mike Bennett versus Jay Lethal versus El Generico for the ROH TV Championship, and we find out it's an elimination match. I was very surprised this was third on the card, especially after ROH's iPay-per-views, where they usually have the title matches way in the upper card.
Well, with this having some importance, this could have been done better up higher in the card, but for what it was in a slot where it led up to the important matches afterwards.
Yeah, exactly. One thing I will say, this is Maria is fucking hot, isn't she? We got a sighting of Maria with Mike Bennett, and Mike Bennett is also very over as a heel, isn't he? Which is good, because I do like Mike Bennett, and I do think he plays a good heel, and he got on the mic before the match, healing it up, and I did enjoy that. I like Mike Bennett.
Again, he definitely got the crowd booing him against him before the match, so obviously going into the match, there'll be more against the other wrestlers that were in the match.
I was quite surprised at the lack of reaction Jay Lethal got, but you know, we have the "fuck you Bennett" chants, which is good. It really shows that a guy like Mike Bennett could really play a heel TV champion quite well. And in this match, it was a triple threat match. Bennett played the cheap heel pretty well in this match. It did take a little bit away from the match, this whole triple threat aspect, I thought, because I thought if you put 2 guys in the ring together, it could be a nice singles match. The triple threat aspect did take a little bit away from it. I've never really been too much of a fan of triple threat
Well,
matches.
the good thing about this triple threat match, it was elimination. When they added the elimination, I'm a fan of elimination matches, so I thought, good, you're going to have one get knocked out and you're going to have a singles match.
Which would have been, I mean, if you have one guy get knocked out after about 8 minutes and then you have a 10-minute match between the last two, it really helps the triple threat flow along, especially towards the end of the match when you expect the crowd to be that high. Unfortunately, though, as well as the missed Yuzuka kick and outside DDT due to bad camera placement, so we didn't actually see some of the bigger moves in the match, we get Bennett eliminating El Generico after 18 minutes, and then straight away Jay Lethal put in the lethal injection on Mike Bennett. Wow, I didn't like the booking of this match too much, if I'm honest with you.
Again, going to repeat what I always said, the elimination was interesting, but again, they misused the elimination because they did the eliminations too quick at the end of the match.
It wasn't a brilliant match either. It wasn't as good as I expected to be. Maybe it was because of the triple threat aspect. I did get one thing out of this, though. Mike Bennett, I really do like Mike Bennett. I think he will make a great heel champion. I'm just going to put that out there right now. I know you ROH guys might not like him because he's not a great wrestler, but tough shit, that is going to get him over as a heel in this company, and that is essentially what you need to do, draw some heat, because that draws money for the company. Well,
that's the thing I like he had is Mike's skills, so of course you're going to hate him through his Mike skills, and in the ring he did some heel tactics, so you're going to hate him as a wrestler as well.
Right, this next match, NJ. Steve Corino versus Kevin Steen. You know what, I'll just say this right now. Why was this match fourth on the card? Well, this was the match we most cared about, and the match itself, spoiler alert, was incredible, and how was anything going to be able to top this match after it was... Why was this fourth on the fucking card? It was ridiculous, just before the intermission.
And the other matches after this didn't really build from this, no, so I'm thinking with this match, with the importance, just having it right before the stupid intermission, so you're having an exciting match before the boring part happens, but again, it should have been higher up on the card.
A no DQ match with Jimmy Jacobs as a special guest referee, of course we know Kevin Steen won, he'd be reinstated. We get a nice ECW style entrance from Kevin Steen from the crowd, which is very good. He isn't part of the roster, so that is how a guy should enter, really, isn't it, if you think about it?
Yeah, it was something different, and we always like different entrances sometimes, because it really gives a different feeling towards just a normal down the ramp into the ring.
And what a fantastic match this was, NJ. Going through some of the spots we got were ridiculously good. We got Steen going through a barricade from the, powerbomb from on the chair on the barricade, top rope suplex on the guardrail. Steen goes through the table with chairs on it, package power driver on chairs. It almost seems like these guys are going to kill each other. It gets to the point where, yeah, the match is good, but then all of a sudden you feel for the fucking guy's safety in that ring. And that is a big issue I have with this match. Like, someone could have really got hurt.
Because they used the chairs really well in this match. The amount of different ways they use the chairs was really interesting for me. I really like this. Really hardcore style match, which we don't see in other shows. Yeah. So I really enjoyed seeing it.
So you know what? In ROH, you get a lot of great wrestling. The reason why I like this so much, despite the fact that it was very unsafe and there was a lot of unprotected chair shots, is the fact that it was a brawl. It was a fight. It wasn't a technical wrestling match, and this is what makes a match stand out in ROH, and this is why I really enjoyed this match.
And these two, the enjoyment came from the fact they could both work off each other. They played off each other nicely. I didn't see much bolts in their action against each other, so I think that was good.
There was a little bit of lack of selling due to the fact that they both took so much punishment, which is a theme of the pay-per-view in my opinion. But the match told a great story, and it was a great match. Yes, it didn't have technical prowess. Steen did show he could move in the ring, but it was a great fight. And you've got to enjoy that, especially in ROH where they don't have too many of those. This match will only come around once a year. And we got it on this iPPV.
And it drew blood. Yeah. The only thing I was doubting to begin with was the referee was playing really, really smoothly through it the whole match.
Playing it halfway, wasn't he?
Yeah, and then near the end, he did seem to slip up and help out a little bit.
At the end, Jacobs hastily counts the pin while Kevin Steen is looking at him, and Cornette is telling him to, just do it. And it told a good story. It did help the match go along. And the aftermath, if we thought the match was good, the aftermath. We have Kevin Steen getting on the mic saying, "The devil is back," and he package power drives Jacobs, and all of a sudden we get El Generico come out and we're reliving this old feud, which is probably feud of the year of 2010, and he fucking package power drivers him off the fucking ring through a table, and EMTs tend to El Generico and Corino. I'm like, my God, what a great after-match segment that was going into intermission.
Very true. What I'm going to say about this is that this match and the aftermatch really rebuilded Steen's character, got him to a real huge guy in ROH again.
Yeah, this guy needs to be the face of your... I'm just saying, this guy has pretty much what everything ROH needs in a face of the company. I'm sorry, but he has got the ability to be a massive heel in that company, and we saw it in this match. I'm just going to put that out and say it now. Steen is ROH.
Well, the way that they brought him in, rebuilded him. I think he's definitely going to be the top dog now.
He has to.
ROH.
He has to after that match, in my opinion. We then have an intermission, which is basically a bunch of inside ROH segments. We've moaned about the intermission before. You know about our feelings towards that, and it stops the flow of the show. We're just going to move past it, or
it showed some video packages of the matches we're getting, which was interesting.
But it was repackaged. It was just redone inside ROH segments, though, wasn't it? That we've seen on the TV show.
It was. Maybe they could have done these, but a bit shorter and just got straight to the next match.
Indeed. So we had the intermission. It kind of stopped. I mean, that was the best match on the card. How was anything going to follow that, especially after a freaking 15-minute intermission?
Well, this tag match tried.
Yeah, the tag team gauntlet match. We knew going in that this match was going to be a lot of fun because ROH's tag team division is incredibly good. Probably the best tag team division out there, in my opinion. We get the number 1 contendership gauntlet match for the ROH tag titles. And this match was a lot of fun. I did enjoy watching this match, especially the Young Bucks Future Shock match that they did.
Well, all these wrestlers coming in, they all did pretty well. I enjoyed it because obviously they had the wrestlers building themselves up. You saw a lot of character in this match, which I liked. A lot of character build.
Like I said, it was, you know, you had the first 2 matches lasting about 5 minutes. Coleman and Alexander it looks like they might want to do some of these because they did have them win the first match. Future Shock came in, had a good match with Young Bucks. Young Bucks then go against All Night Express. And then we get this whole thing. Young Bucks are looking very good in this match. And then we get this whole thing with Titus being injured. And I kind of feel that they played on this a lot. It didn't get over as much as I thought it would. But the Bucks win via a referee stoppage. And it was just like, I really didn't... I don't know what they're trying to do. They're trying to make ANX not look too weak by having them an injury. Because they are kind of in that title scene. Whereas Young Bucks are just coming in there. So I was a bit confused with the way they booked it. But I still thought this was a good sequence of matches.
Well, the thing I say about pay-per-views, even with the WWE, ROH and TNA, they need to concentrate on whatever happens in the pay-per-view to get you to want to watch the next show. Yeah. So hopefully this will all come clear in the next ROH show.
And Young Bucks in the title scene now could be good. I mean, All Night Express have already got their proving ground slots. So I'm glad they didn't win.
No, I agree. Again, I'm going to give this match a thumbs up.
Yeah. Roderick Strong's challenge, whatever it's invitational challenge. We get a return of Chris Hero. Now, obviously, Chris Hero is one half of the ROH Tag Team Champions, Kings of Wrestling. Now, I personally feel that after Hero just has failed his medical with WWE, this might be a one-off appearance, or he might have re-signed. But if he has re-signed, give this guy a face push. He's so different. He's 6'4". He's way much bigger than anyone else in ROH, and he's something different with ROH.
And the thing I like about this, again, just like the other matches, they've actually built Chris Hero to be a good wrestler. He actually shows that he can do anything on his own. He's a good wrestler. He played this match perfectly. So I think they could, if he has re-signed, use him again. And
he was in a tag team, and I always did want this guy to get a singles push after seeing his tag team work. And like I said, he's a guy who can offer something different to ROH because of his size and the fact that he's something different. Kind of like the way I feel about Kevin Steen or Mike Bennett, just something different. You know, this match, it went on 16.5 minutes. I think it went on a little bit too long, personally. And Roderick Strong went over, and it was kind of like, the match was good, solid stuff. But why the fuck did Roderick Strong go over? I mean, if you're going to return someone, surely you want Chris Hero to get the win.
Well, with this whole Roderick Strong getting these video packages, building up to this match, it kind of made you believe that he's actually going to live to what he says he's going to do, which is win at the pay-per-view. But at the same time, with a wrestler like Chris Hero in the match, you do expect, if he has re-signed, to have wins and become a single wrestler.
I can't believe boring-ass Roderick Strong, so fucking overrated, wins this match. You know what annoys me about ROH, NJ, is sometimes the lack of selling. The lack of selling really hurts the match. And the fact that they had, like, Roderick Strong do 6 moves in a row, and he kicks out, and it's kind of like, really hurts the match in the storytelling, in my opinion. The lack of selling is ridiculous in this company, isn't it?
It does show quite a lot.
Tag team title matches, the World's Greatest Tag Team and Briscoes. Yeah, we got a lot to say about this match. First of all, Briscoes were supposed to be the heel going into this, but they were way more over, and this kind of really made me feel that this next thing was right to do. They had there's World Greatest Tag Team beat on the Briscoes to turn them heel, which was good. The only trouble is, it lasted too long. And in my opinion, this match may have been just better off being an ODQ match, because then at least that could have flowed on and the match could have been at least somewhat effective.
The horrible thing I found about this is that, yes, it went for a long time. That was the thing that took my attention away from it. The other thing is, the amount of stuff that happened in this attack, it made me think, when it comes to the match, it should be a clean, easy win for a Wrestling Greatest Tag Team. It should be an easy win. That
would have probably got them over a lot more. But I can kind of understand why they did make Briscoes win. The crowd really weren't happy, and so Briscoes winning kind of was a given. So Benjamin was injured during the match. And then he comes back a few minutes later. We had a ref bump, so we got some mainstream booking there, I guess. But yeah, the whole going from the 10-minute beatdown to a normal match, it just didn't. It hurt the flow of the match a lot, and it really made this. I expected this to be good, and it ended up being a little bit disappointing.
That's very true, because I went into this pay-per-view saying this is going to be one match I'm going to enjoy watching. But the thing is, the attack didn't follow on from the match. The match, the Briscoes seemed to be up fine. Perfectly, won the match, fine. I just thought, nah.
Briscoes are now face, was great tag team and now heel. They've achieved what they wanted to achieve, but it really did hurt the match a lot. The Briscoes win with the Doomsday device. Benjamin has come in and fucking hit Briscoes over the head with wood, and they're hitting each other with wood, and unprotected share shots was there as well. But it was a very weird match, wasn't it? A very weird way of booking a tag team match, which could have potentially been very good, yet still achieved something by maybe booking it a little bit differently, in my opinion.
Very true. With this match before the main event, you do want the attention of the audience and your fans watching to be there. Yeah. And I'm thinking, because of the long attack and the match not flowing as well as it should do, maybe the attention started to drift away.
Yeah, it did. And then we get to our main event match. Eddie Edwards with Dan Severn versus Richards with Team Richards. Now, I think we're both in agreement that the build for this match was stupid. We never really liked the build, so we never really had that high expectations going in. We knew they would put on a great match. We never really had high expectations on the whole segment being effective in all the different ways it could be.
No, again, they had weeks of a chance to actually have these advertised more in-ring matches or in-ring segments, and they really failed that. So going to this match, all we really had was the last week before the pay-per-view, just that little bit of hype there. And
we also, the thing is, these guys, this is their rubber match now, and it was going to be really hard for them to beat their match at Best in the World, which was really, really well done in my opinion. It was just seeing who was the best. So this rematch was kind of going to always kind of fail in my opinion, just because of that Best in the World match. The match went on for 41 minutes, which I like long matches, but when the crowd aren't into it, you've got to make your matches go shorter in my opinion. Just saying.
There was numerous times in this match when I think, just finish it here. You've done a lot of great spots. You've done great moments. You built this match up. Why do you have to add on the extra 10 minutes? Yeah.
And that lack of selling was there as well a little bit, wasn't it? And it kind of hurt. Again, great match. You guys might say 5-star match. Well, great. Well, not to us, because to us, you got in-ring psychology. Yes, it was good. Lack of selling was there, and it's kind of like it really does hurt the match. And the fact the crowd weren't into it the whole time, again, just really lets the match down. This is the reason why Cena and Punk got a 5-star match, because the crowd were always into it. And it just didn't happen. It was a great match, don't get me wrong, but there were so many aspects missing from it just because of the crowd. The lack of selling in some points was ridiculous.
And throughout the night, they build up to this match, and I'm really thinking, yes, they may have wrestlers you want to see, like Edward and Richards, have a rematch, see if they can make it better than the last one, but it really failed for me. I do enjoy this match as much as the ROH were hopefully we were going to.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I did enjoy parts of the match. Just the crowd went into it the whole time, and it kind of let it down a little bit for me. The build and everything also kind of let it down because I didn't have very high expectations going into this. And I just hope to God that this is the end of ROH doing a main event scene with just strong Edwards and Richards. Get some other guys in there, but we had a glimpse of that after the match, after Davey Richards gets the win after beating the shit out of Eddie Edwards for the last few minutes.
Yeah, the attack, because he did get on mic afterwards. He started going on mic and talking towards it.
Who do we get other than Kevin fucking Steen? Was it me, or did this segment just make that hell of a main event a hell of a lot better?
Well, we had the 41-minute match, and then we had Kevin Steen. I'm thinking Kevin Steen actually made that 41-minute match worthy of what happened next.
Exactly. You get Steen coming out saying that the match, he tells Richard to shut the fuck up and tell his MMA gang to go jerk off backstage. This is the kind of shit that ROH need to get mainstream people interested in their iPPVs, their TV shows, and I want to see a Steen versus Richards feud, and I want to see Kevin Steen rule over ROH after what I just saw in this segment. He is back, ladies and gentlemen, and that is going to be the tagline. He is back.
And the big thing about this now is that this pay-per-view's over. Kevin Steen's had the headline throughout the night, so now it's about building him up towards the next title picture, probably the next pay-per-view or whatever.
Yes,
build it up now.
Make him the face of the TV show, please. This is what guys like us really want to see. An edgy character, a one-off character that you only get in a company like, CM Punk of WWE. So the main event match was good. There were some aspects about it I didn't like, but I still say this was an effective main event segment, despite the lack of build and everything that it got. Also, the House of Truth and Team Richards ended up fighting during this match. like really weird, and then they never really came back out, did they? That was quite strange.
No, it left it just to be a one-on-one match, and to be honest, I'm hoping now they've had this second match, they can just finish it here now.
It needs to happen.
Pretty much.
Yeah, we need something new in the main event scene, don't we? So anyway, so those are our quite prolonged and maybe at times critical thoughts of ROH, but unfortunately that is just the way it goes on the British Fist. We're not ROH marks. We do think ROH need to do more things to really, enhance their product. And as this review is approaching 20 minutes, I think we should give our overall thoughts. Your thoughts, MJ?
Yeah, well, this being the first pay-per-view after they're trying to get the new fans into it, they really had to live up to their expectations and make it good. But I really think they let it down.
Same.
The first opening match, you got the crowd ready. Then you had these tag matches that were interesting, but again, it's just a lack of selling in numerous matches. The Kevin Steen match, it was great. That could have been the main event because of how it was. But I like how at the end of the proper main event, they had the Kevin Steen come back and actually open up a new feud there. Yeah,
some of the matches, in my opinion, were and to be honest, I do like ROH. Don't get me wrong, I love ROH, but you can only like a product to a certain point, and you have to criticise it when it deserves to be criticised. In my opinion, this iPPV was disappointing. Some of the matches weren't as good as they lived up to be. The two matches that were good, that I were expecting to be good, yeah, they were good. But the tag team title match was a letdown. The TV title match was, in a way, a letdown. ROH just didn't do enough for me. They didn't do enough in this iPPV, especially after all that build from the TV show. And I'm not sure if that many other people other than ROH fans are really going to buy this iPPV.
And that's a sad thing because it's the end of year pay-per-view, which was meant to be a big thing, good way to finish off the ROH year, and they just haven't done it. Really.
Also, this iPPV lasted just over 4 hours, didn't it? That's a long time. That was a long time for us to be watching an iPPV. So yeah, overall thoughts on this, very disappointing. We're not going to grade it because that's just no point in grading it. Just a very disappointing end of year show for ROH, in our opinion. You ROH marks might say differently, but we're just judging it on what we feel needs to be accredited in the pro wrestling industry. We'll just say that right now. Guys, like we've done here, get your thoughts on this show down in that comment section below. And I know this review has gone on long, but we kind of needed to get all our thoughts out there on this iPad review. MJ, do you want to give your final thoughts and end this video?
Well, I'm going to quickly say is please be fair to what we've said, and we'll be fair to what you're going to say. Leave your comment in the comment section below. Until next time, people, from the British Fist, Mr. Parkin and NJ, goodbye.
And a very Merry Christmas also.